Wait, before you apply for Canadian citizenship, you need to know this. Because if you're from one of these 10 countries, you might be making a massive mistake that could cost you everything. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to reveal which countries let you keep both passports, and which ones secretly changed their rules in 2024, catching thousands of people off guard. And stick around until number 3, because this country has a loophole that almost nobody knows about, and it could save you years of legal headaches. Let's get into it. So here's the thing that nobody tells you about becoming a Canadian citizen. Canada is actually super chill about dual citizenship. They're like, yeah, keep your other passport, we don't care. But your home country? That's a completely different story. In 2025 alone, over 300,000 people became Canadian citizens. But here's what shocked me. Roughly 30% of them had no idea they were about to lose their original citizenship until it was too late. Imagine this. You've spent 5 years building your life in Canada. You finally get your citizenship. You're celebrating. And then you find out you can never return to your home country as a citizen again. Your property? Complicated. Your inheritance? Even more complicated. Your family? You now need a visa just to visit them. This happened to thousands of people from India and China last year. But don't worry, because if you're from one of these next 10 countries, you're in the clear. And quick question, drop a comment right now. What country are you from? I'm genuinely curious who's watching this. Okay, so I analyzed the citizenship laws of the top 10 countries sending new citizens to Canada in 2025, and I found something fascinating. These countries fall into 3 categories. Category 1, total freedom, no restrictions whatsoever. Category 2, conditional freedom. You can keep it, but there are specific rules. Category 3, the loophole countries. Technically no dual citizenship, but there's a workaround. And here's what's wild. One country just changed from Category 3 to Category 2 in 2024, and most people still don't know about it. That's coming up at number 5. But first, let's start with the easiest ones. Number 10, Mexico. Total freedom. If you're Mexican, you're golden. Since 1998, Mexico has been like, have as many passports as you want, we're cool. No restrictions, no conditions, no paperwork, you're good. Pro tip, this is actually one of the easiest dual citizenship situations on this entire list. Number 9, Syria. Total freedom, sort of. Now, they do allow dual citizenship, but here's the catch. When you're in Syria, you're Syrian first, always. So if you run into legal trouble, your Canadian citizenship basically doesn't exist there. Keep that in mind. Number 8, Germany, just changed in 2024. And this is the one I mentioned earlier. Before June 27, 2024, German citizens lost their citizenship automatically if they became Canadian. But now, that rule is gone. So if you're German and you were waiting to apply for Canadian citizenship, congratulations, your timing might be perfect. But there's a special exception for people born before this date that I'll explain in the full guide. Link in the description. Okay, smash that like button if you're learning something new here. It actually helps other people find this video who desperately need this info. Number 7, United Kingdom. Total freedom. British passport holders can absolutely keep their citizenship when they become Canadian. No renunciation required. Small detail though. You must enter the UK with your UK passport, not your Canadian one. The UK won't give you consular help when you're there as a dual citizen because they consider you British first. Number 6, Brazil. Total freedom. Another easy one. Brazil recognizes dual citizenship with 0 restrictions. You can be Brazilian and Canadian without any complications. One thing the Brazilian government mentions, Your consular protection might be reduced, but realistically, this rarely matters. Number 5. Pakistan, the recent game changer. All right, this is interesting. Pakistan recently formalized their dual citizenship rules in 2024 with the Pakistan Citizenship Amendment Bill. And guess what made the list? Canada is one of only 22 countries where Pakistanis can keep their original citizenship. So if you're Pakistani, you're clear. But fun fact, they're very specific about which countries are allowed. Canada made the cut, but a lot of countries didn't. Number 4. France. Total freedom. France has allowed dual citizenship since 1973. No conditions, no restrictions. You can have French citizenship and Canadian citizenship at the same time with zero complications. Pretty straightforward. But now we're getting into the top 3, and number 3 has a loophole that could literally save you thousands in legal fees. Number 3, United States, the neighbor exception. Here's why Americans have it really good with this. The US doesn't care how you got your citizenship. Born there, naturalized, born abroad to American parents, doesn't matter. You can get Canadian citizenship and keep your American passport. The only rule, you got to use your US passport to enter and exit the US. That's it. But here's the loophole nobody talks about. Because of how close Canada and the US are, and because of NAFTA trade agreements, Americans actually have access to Canadian work permits that other countries don't. So you can basically test drive Canada before you even apply for citizenship. This gives you a massive advantage in planning your dual citizenship strategy. Number 2, Nigeria, conditional freedom. Now, Nigeria is interesting because it's a Category 2, conditional freedom country. If you were born Nigerian or got citizenship through descent, you're good. You can keep your Nigerian citizenship when you become Canadian. But if you got Nigerian citizenship through naturalization, you have to renounce it to become Canadian. Also, when you enter or leave Nigeria, you must use your Nigerian passport. This is enforced. And now, number 1. Number 1, Philippines, the natural-born rule. This is the biggest source country for new Canadian citizens in 2025. Here's the deal. If you're a natural-born Filipino, you can absolutely keep your Philippine citizenship under Republic Act 9225. You just need to take an oath of allegiance. That's it. But here's the critical part, and this is where people mess up. You have to be natural born. If you became Filipino through naturalization, this doesn't apply to you. Cool loophole. If you're a Filipino parent and your kid is born abroad, they're automatically dual citizens by birth. You just need to report the birth to a Philippine consulate. That's a huge advantage for Filipino families. Okay, so I know what some of you are thinking. Wait, you said India was the top source country for new Canadian citizens. Where are they on this list? Here's the unfortunate truth. India does not allow dual citizenship. If you become Canadian, you must renounce your Indian citizenship. There's no way around it. But there is something called OCI status, Overseas Citizen of India. It's basically a lifelong visa that gives you some privileges. It's not citizenship, but it's something. And honestly, it's better than nothing. So if you're Indian, do your research on OCI status before you make your final decision. The 3 paths to citizenship. All right, so now that you know if you can keep your citizenship, let's quickly cover the 3 ways to become a Canadian citizen. Path 1, citizenship by birth. If you're born on Canadian soil, you're automatically a citizen. Simple. Path 2, naturalization. This is the most common. You need to be a permanent resident, live in Canada for at least 1,095 days, that's 3 years, in the last 5 years, pass a citizenship test, and prove English or French language skills. Pro tip, those 1,095 days don't need to be consecutive. You can leave and come back. A lot of people don't know that. Path 3, citizenship by descent. This got a huge update in December 2025 with Bill C-3. If you were born abroad before December 15th, 2025, and you have a Canadian ancestor, the first generation limit is gone. You could potentially claim citizenship even if your great-great-grandparent was Canadian. For kids born after December 15, 2025, there's a new substantial connection rule. The Canadian parent needs to prove they lived in Canada for 3 years before the kid was born. Link in the description to check your eligibility, especially for citizenship by descent. Seriously, some of you watching might qualify and not even know it. Okay, let's wrap this up. You just learned which 10 countries allow dual citizenship with Canada, which ones have conditions, and which one just changed their rules in 2024. You also learned the 3 paths to Canadian citizenship. But here's the thing. Citizenship law changes all the time. Germany's rules changed in 2024. Pakistan's rules changed in 2024. Who knows what's next? So if you want to stay updated on Canadian immigration news, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell. And seriously, drop a comment. What country are you from, and are you planning to apply for Canadian citizenship? I read every single comment. One more thing. If this video helped you, do me a favor. Share it with one person who needs to see this. Just one. It makes a massive difference. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.